They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended into autumn as we are ready to roll under blue skies at Soldier Field.
Today, boy, what a matchup. Two NFL franchises with so much history, so much tradition, getting set to do battle here. As it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Chicago Bears.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Here we go, son. Right.
A man who led the league in yards per carry last year, it's Khalil Herbert.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
Herbert powering up the middle.
And he goes across the 20 to the 22. It's a gain of 7 on the ground. Second down coming up. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
Here we go.
So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. Fields.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Take it at the 37. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44.
Now the NFL's leading rusher a season ago, Josh Jacobs. And a lane slow in materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. And, Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You've got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays, anything to try and break their losing streak. So you must stay alert and stay aware.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10.
Yeah, maybe a little over-pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. And O'Connell now to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
once again is Jacobs. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. A stop there on third. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on first and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pick.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
On first and 10, it's Herbert. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. The Bears sitting at a very solid 4-2 record through the first 6 weeks. They come in playing pretty good football, winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Fields throw there, hauled in by Claypool. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 33. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
You got a mini base. Right.
Here's a give to Herbert. And he's got it down to the 28.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6.
Right.
On 2nd down, a run with Herbert. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
Here we go.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Angel. Said hi.
Here's Fields. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
Well, that was his first target of the game, and it's going to take at least one more target to get him on the board. Took a nice substantial hit to jar that catch loose from him. Incomplete pass.
On 3rd down, Herbert. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Go.
They'll run here with Herbert. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Fields going to change things up here. They go option right on 2nd and goal. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Justin Fields hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bears are an extra point away from drawing level.
Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Now a give to Jacobs running right. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
This defense for the Bears, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Two yards still to go, 3rd down now.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders.
Back deep to return is K.J. Hamler.
Pulled in at the 24. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return, and the Bears take over.
Here we go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
EQ.
Fields now to throw. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Here we go.
Here's Fields. The throw for Claypool is intercepted. Picked off by Robert Spillane.
And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
2nd down, Jacobs once more.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
59 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Here's O'Connell looking to throw it. To the sideline and incomplete.
Just nowhere to go with the football. He was forced to put that one into Lake Michigan. I think his receivers have to do a better job of working free because he didn't have anywhere to go at all on that play.
Here's Jacobs from the gun.
And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. To throw here, O'Connell.
And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Davante Adams, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
A run with Jacobs there on first down, but he'll manage only a yard or 2 at best. 2nd down coming up.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
2nd down, Jacobs once more.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down.
And now an audible here into something else.
On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it.
Here we go, Zach.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well,
there he goes, left side. 1:53 remaining in this first half of play. He was over 100 yards a week ago, and he's well on his way once again.
Say it with me, partner. Encore, encore. This guy's headed towards getting it done one more time.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
Fields changing the play. They're going option play on 3rd down.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And his kick here is good.
So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
Following the made field goal, out instead is the punter, Trenton Gill, to kick this away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone.
Now a hit and a loose football. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
84 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
And they run the option on 2nd down.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
Justin Fields
with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year.
And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag.
And they'll accept that penalty.
(17-17) the score. All even to this point as the kick's away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's only going to get this to the 4-yard line.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he's got room. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. A gain of 3, second down.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
O'Connell working from the gun.
And this one is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, if nothing else, they were able to pick up 1 first down on this drive and get it away from their own goal line. But not much happening after that, and it leads to a punting situation.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
Returning it, here's Hamler.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
Here we go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
Partner, took a while for him to lock onto a receiver, and he finally found his man coming left to right across the formation. But by the time he got the ball to him, not much of a chance to turn upfield and make anything out of it.
Don't jump.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
Go.
And off right side for Herbert.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone.
Sheds off the tackle.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the 3rd quarter.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games. And we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the 3rd quarter.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
98 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame. Again, it's Jacobs off the option.
And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory.
Stopped on the play by Kyler Gordon.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
A first run for the backup, Abdullah.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Throwing on first down, O'Connell. Yeah, to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left. Down the numbers. There he goes. Down the left sideline. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Here's Jacobs. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Now it's O'Connell.
He's got him. Stopped short. Down at the 1. Had the broken tackle, but couldn't get it all the way home. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Hey, let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
On 3rd and short to give it a tight end. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside punching it in from a yard away.
And the Raiders have retaken a 3rd quarter lead.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it.
Here we go.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
11. All right.
Back to throw. Fields.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick 6.
Hey, that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Here we go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
11.
And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick 6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
we go, Ty.
Second down and 3.
Ty.
Play action. It's Fields. Throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Fields on third down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have the Bears first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
Here we go.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Chip slant. Right.
Herbert powering up the middle.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 37.
On 1st and 10, it's Herbert.
Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Second down, they go back to Herbert.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
A 1-yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd and 10.
EQ.
Now Fields going to move him around.
Right.
Now it's Fields. Locates Claypool on the crossing route.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. From the right hash, this from 48. And he missed it. It's no good, but there is a flag down. He might get another shot at this.
Well, that flag puts them on their heels a little bit more defensively as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
Here's a give to Herbert.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Another carry for Herbert on 2nd down. And the Bears are going to have it 1st and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3.
So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3.
Here we go.
Extra bulk up front for 2nd and inches. 3 tight ends.
Hey, can. Easy. Right.
Now Fields.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears.
Dalton Keene.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Bears have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Hey, can. Go.
Fields trying to throw for it.
And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, What changes there around the goal line on a two-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Samson Ebukam. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Jacobs going to try the middle. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there.
And now they're in the hurry-up.
Well, looks like they'll move things around here.
Adams, the man in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Tyreek Stevenson picks it off.
And the return will stop right around the 25.
Here we go. Good night.
A give left side here for Herbert.
He'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
We've called a lot of games, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Good night.
On 2nd down, a run with Herbert.
And not much running room. Down to the 32. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
Hey, 10. Good night.
They'll run here with Herbert.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Hey, 10. Good night.
Read option. Here's Herbert.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
Khalil Herbert.
A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Bears have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Here we go.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
Go.
They'll look to throw. And no, incomplete. They can't convert. So they tried to bump the lead up to a field goal. Instead, it stays at 1 here in the 4th.
Well, after the touchdown, here's the punter Trenton Gill to kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone.
Bennett bruising ahead.
And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more.
Let's go.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. 162 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 39. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight one-point game. Here's a 2nd and 7. Second down, Jacobs once more. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
Party, got to like what they're doing right there. Little by little, they're getting closer. Another good pickup.
Here's Jacobs on first and 10. Down to the 25. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Here's second down.
On second down, Jacobs. A little second effort there on the strong run. And then drop just inside of the 20.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick. Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Once again, it's Jacobs. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow, wow.
What an outstanding drive right there to take the lead. And also, Charles, didn't leave their opposition with a whole lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, I like the way that you're viewing this because they did a tremendous job to put themselves in a position to win, but they can't celebrate just yet. They've got to clamp down on any big plays and force them to use up those timeouts without making any headway.
They'll come up first and 10 here.
Jump slant. Tonight.
All eyes on Fields.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth.
Why not? Right.
Back to throw. Fields. Gets this to Moore. And he's brought down. But boy, they needed that. Out across the 35-yard line. Nice play. This offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come up here first down.
this one winds up to be incomplete. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Here we go.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
Easy, easy, easy. Right.
Here's Fields. He'll get this complete downfield to Kmet.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Here we go. Right.
And one last throw here for Fields. And firing a deep ball for Kmet.
And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over.
It all came down to one final jump ball on the Hail Mary, but partner, the defense was ready.